There we go. Okay, so now what I can't, because I've made myself the bigger screen, I can't really see much of all of you, which on some of your computers or phones um, or tablets, it might be the same thing for you. Sometimes it's a bit different. So that's why I can't really see you very, very well, but I know you're there and it's lovely to see you all there with me. So let's get comfortable. And I'm gonna put on some music. Okay. Great. So if you're able to get a little bit back from your device, your phone or your computer or your tablet, a little bit so you're able to see it and set it someplace, and that you're able to sit on the chair and put your hands on your lap or next to your sides. And like we usually start class, for those of you that are new, follow as best you can. Yeah, and don't worry too much. If you're not 100% sure of exactly what I'm saying, but you think it's that way or this way, go for it, as long as you're comfortable. So I always start with my feet flat on the floor and my hands on my lap or along my sides or in my lap. And close your eyes for a moment. And I usually like to sit a bit out from my chair so that I'm sitting up tall, but some people feel more comfortable sitting back. And see if you can find the length in your spine. So feel your seat on the chair and see if you can find the length in your spine. Move your head around a little bit as if you're kind of trying to feel how your head is placed on the top of your spine. Move your shoulders around a little bit just to feel how your shoulders, there's usually a lot of tension there or sometimes pain. You can make big movements or just small movements and then let them rest. And if you're comfortable letting your eyes close, you can let them close. And if not, if you like your eyes open, you can let them rest on the floor somewhere in front of you so that they're just kind of resting on a spot. And let your body settle for a moment. Let your energy settle. And in that way, I mean, see if you can slowly come to stillness so that you feel your body in this very still moment, noticing your feet on the floor, noticing your hands wherever they're laying, noticing your seat on the chair. And notice where you feel maybe any tension or any holding in your body. Let's actually try a small exercise. Take your hands and squeeze your hands into fists. Not like really tight fists, but just gently squeeze your hands. And hold your hands so that you're squeezing your hands like that, just in gentle fists. And hold them like that for a few breaths and see how that feels to hold your hands and squeeze them a little bit so that you're kind of contracting the muscles of your hands. And then slowly give them just a little extra squeeze and then let them go and let them come to a more relaxed place. And see if you can notice that difference between when you were tensing your hands. If you want to try it again, you can. That feeling between when you're holding your muscles, there's a tension, and when you're trying to release your muscles. And now just have a quiet, silent scan through your body and see if you notice any places where your body is habitually maybe holding a bit of tension. For me, it's often in my shoulders. So I like to take a big breath and just bring a bit of softness. I can't make huge changes, but even bringing my attention and my breath to those places. And I also often feel it in my jaw. So again, I like to take a big breath and think about softening and releasing in my jaw. And think about all of the muscles around your eyes and let them soften. And most of the time, it won't be a huge release, but just a gentle softening. Relax your belly. Let it hang out. Let's take some big breaths. Taking a big breath in, feel your belly expand and your ribs expand. And let it go. And if for whatever reason you're not comfortable taking big breaths, then you can make them smaller. Let's do a few more breaths. Inhaling and breathing out. Just noticing our breath. Let's do a few more. Inhaling and exhale. Keep going in your own pace, maybe 3 or 4 more breaths like that. Feeling your whole body expand in different angles, different ways, different directions. Maybe just one more breath. And let your chin come down towards your chest. If your eyes are closed, let your eyes open. Feel the light coming in. And let your head come back up. Your hands are on your lap, bring them down next to your sides. And let's just try making some shoulder rolls. So we're just going to explore how our shoulders can roll around, feeling our chest, feeling our back, warming up those muscles. And you can continue to take breaths in a way that kind of helps you to release a bit of tension and start stretching. And now maybe roll your shoulders in the other direction. Keep going there. So you're rolling your shoulders in the other direction. And again, finding a way that feels good for you. And maybe just 1 or 2 more. Keep taking big breaths whenever that feels good. Great. And so now we're just going to pay attention to the sides of our neck a little bit. So we're just going to try and keep our shoulders where they are. So letting our shoulders stay relaxed. And bring your ear to one shoulder. And that shoulder often wants to come up. Try to let it stay down. And let your head just go over to one side so you feel that stretch in the other side of your neck. And then bring your head back up. And let's do it the other way. Again, I always feel my shoulders want to be too active. They want to help. But let's see if we can tell them, it's okay, relax. And just the head went over to one side and coming back up. Now we're going to use our shoulders a bit. So bring your head to one side and bring the shoulder up towards your ear. And then slowly let it go down and bring your head up. And do the same to the other side. And bring your shoulder slowly up to that ear. And drop it down and let your head come up. Look very slowly to the right and to the left. Take a big breath anytime you need to. Good, and let's just stretch our arms out and wiggle our fingers. Just like almost like a yawny kind of stretch. stretching long, wiggle your fingers. You can turn your palms up towards the ceiling. You can turn your palms back. Just find that rotation all through your arms as you're stretching them. And then let's bring our hands in together. Give them a bit of a rub in between the fingers, on the tops of the hands. And then interlace your fingers and push your hands away. So my arms are stretching away from me. And sit up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale. And see if you can enjoy, however much it feels good for you, of stretching through the hands as you're pushing them away. And see if you can bring your arms a little bit up, or if you can bring them all the way up overhead, do. If you can bring them all the way up, go ahead. I'm only able to bring them up about halfway. But I'm still stretching through my arms, however that feels good for you. Inhale and exhale, and then bring them all the way back down. Let's bring a little bit of energy to our legs. So start to rub the legs. Sometimes you can bring both hands onto one leg and get into all those big muscles on your thighs and your hamstrings. You do the same on the other leg. It's so very, very, I don't really give myself such good attention very often to give myself a nice self-massage. And then go back onto both legs like you're creating a bit of heat. And then come onto your knees and go around the kneecap. I always find this is really, feels very nice to our knees that do so much work. Going around the kneecap, go a little bit on the sides and even behind the knees. Gentle squeezes. And if you can reach down to the shins, you can also give a good bit of rubbing down to the shins and the calves there. And let's come all the way back up. And we're just gonna take some slow marches, very slow. So one foot pushes down into the floor and the other foot lifts. And one foot pushes and one foot lifts. Pushing and lifting. And see if while you're doing this, you can keep doing this. See if when you lift one knee, try not to lean so far back, just try it. See if you can keep your body where it is, almost as if you're lifting your knee up towards your chest. So you're trying to keep your body as much as you can where you are. And maybe then you start to feel your stomach muscles and your hip muscles and your leg muscles start to work up. Very good. And see if you can try to keep your body in the one spot so that you're not like kind of leaning a bit. That way we're using our core muscles a bit more. And you don't have to be absolutely still, but just so that you're trying to keep more still through your body, and that way it engages more of your core muscles. Great. And let's stretch out one leg. So stretch out one leg in front of you. And I like to flex my foot. The other foot's flat. Flex my foot there, so I'm stretching through the back of my leg. And this helps to be at the front of your chair. If you're at the back of your chair, it's kind of hard to stretch through. So do as much as you can for that. One foot flat, the other foot stretched. And if you want to here, then you can touch the side of your head and open your elbow. Take a big breath in. And then bring that elbow, same elbow, towards your knee. And come all the way back up. Take a big breath in and bring your elbow towards your knee. And let's do that again. Inhale. And keep breathing. And come all the way back up. Bring your arms down. Now let's point through those toes and flex. So we're getting some into the foot. Point and flex, and point and flex, and point and flex. Now let's flex our foot and lift it up and point and come down. Flex and lift up. It doesn't have to be high. Point and come down. To make it harder, again, when you lift it up, if you try not to lean back, you're using your stomach muscles. Point and come down. Do it a couple more times. Flex and come up, and point and come down. And one last time. Flex and come up, and point and come down. Very good. And let's switch legs. So the other leg comes out. One foot, the foot that was long is now flat. And then we touch the side of our head with our hand. Take a big breath in and bring your elbow towards your knee. You might be able to touch your knee, you might not. It's not important. You feel the stretch in your body. Inhale, exhale, keep breathing, sit up tall, and then come forward. And sit up tall, keep breathing. And come all the way back up, and then let your arms come down. Good, and let's just find that foot. Stretch the leg, flex and point, and flex and point, really stretching through the ankle and the back of the leg. And only stretching and pushing as much as feels good for you. Good, now we're gonna flex the foot, trying to sit up tall. So again, we're kind of thinking about engaging these strong core muscles and pushing one foot down. And we're lifting up and point, come down. Flex up and point, come down. Let's do it a few more times. Up. Keep breathing. Anytime it gets hard or tense, take a nice big breath. Down. And let's do one more. Flex up and point down. Very good. And bring both legs in. Lovely. Let's open our legs a little bit wider apart here. So our toes are pointed a little bit out to the sides. Good. And we're going to bring our hands onto our legs here. We're going to lean forward. And we're going to lean back. And this helps be a little bit away from your chair, or the back of your chair, sorry. Lean forward and lean back. And now lean forward and look up. And lean back and look down. Lean forward and look up. Lean back and look down. Keep going just like that. Lean forward and you feel your back muscles, your back gently arching. Lean back, look down, and your back is rounding. Keep breathing a few more times like that. And just once more. Now we'll do once more, forward and back. Forward and look up. Back and look down. And come back to sit, but you can leave your legs a little bit wide apart like this. And we're going to bring either our hand or our arm onto one leg. So your forearm. And when you're doing this, try not to get your elbow because I find that hurts. So you really want your forearm to kind of be on your thigh. And I do it so it's like that rather than like that. Or your hand, whichever one works. And lean over a bit towards that side. And if you want to, you can lift your arm out to the side, or you can lift it up, or you can go all the way over. You can see where it suits for your shoulder. And take a big breath into that side that you're stretching. Very good. And then come all the way up and change to the other side, either your hand or your forearm. Let your head relax over to that side. And then your other arm either comes out or it comes up. And breathe into that wide open side. Take some nice big breaths into your waist, into your ribs. And then come all the way back up. And bring your legs back in so that they don't have to be touching, but just so that they're underneath your knees. So now we're just going to look over our right shoulder and see if you can hold on to the seat of the chair or the back of the chair. And then bring the other hand across onto your opposite leg. And keep looking over your shoulder in that twist. And just take a few breaths there. You don't have to be pushy. You don't have to push more into the twist. Just breathe and stay where you feel that there's a nice edge where you're at your edge of your twist. And then come back forward And look over your left shoulder and reach for the bottom of the chair or the back of the chair. Let your other hand come onto your opposite leg. And keep looking over that left shoulder and breathing. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Let's do that one more time. So change again, looking over the right. Hold on to the bottom or the back of the chair. The other hand comes across. Keep looking over the shoulder. And stay there. Take a few breaths. Try not to be too pushy. And last time, one last time over the left. Hold on to the bottom or the back of the chair. And then come back around forward. Great. So let's bring our hands up, both of them now, so we're going to touch the sides of our head. Good. Bring one elbow down and one elbow up. And notice when you're here, how one side of your body gets short and the other side gets long. And come back up and change. One elbow down, one elbow up. Keep breathing. Think of your spine coming back to long, and then change sides. One side longer, one side shorter. And spine grows longer and changes sides. So keep going like this in your own time. If you find you can't raise your arms up like this, which some days I can't depending on how my shoulders are, you can bring your hands down to your waist, or you can just let them fall to your sides, and you can do small side bends without the arms up. And still here, whether your arms are up or your arms are down, you can still feel one side longer and one side shorter. Keep breathing. Let's do once more on each side. Great. Come all the way back up. Perfect. Let's turn so that turn to your right. So for me, that means I'm sitting more on my right leg and my right bum. And I'm going to hold on to the chair for balance, kind of wherever I can. And my right foot comes out to the side, but which is now in front of me, flat. And my left leg then is going to come kind of underneath. My left knee is going to go underneath my hip. Good. And now either here, hold on to the back of the chair if you can. Here, I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to see if I bring my left hand on to my right legs to help me. And you see if you can stretch that leg back a bit. And you might be able to really extend it, or you might be able to just go halfway or a third or 3/4. But wherever you are, see if you can kind of sit up tall, hold on to the back of your chair and feel that length there in the front of your thigh, all the way maybe up into the front of your torso. And you can just stay there for a couple of breaths. If you want to, you can bring your left arm up and even feel more of a stretch then that goes all the way up through the arm. Take a nice big breath there. And if you want to, either with the arm up, or the arm can touch your head, or it can hold onto your waist, you can let your head go to the back of the chair. And then you feel even more of a stretch. You can do that with your arm up, or your hand touching your head, or even with your hand down. And stay there. You can stay there for 1 or 2 or 3 breaths. And when you're done, come back around. And just take a moment there and see if you notice any differences in your body. Listen to what your body's telling you. Maybe your body's saying, oh, thank you, that feels great. Maybe your body's saying in different parts, you pushed me too far. I don't want to stretch that much. So really listen to what your body's saying. And let's turn and do the same thing on the other side. So turn to your left and then sit so that your leg and your bum is on the chair and flat. Your left foot is flat and my right toes then are tucked under and my right leg is under. And I'm going to hold onto the chair so I feel safe. I want to feel secure. I don't want to feel like I'm going to fall off the chair. And then from there, see if you can stretch that leg back, even a couple of inches. Really gets a nice stretch in the leg. And then see if you can sit up, lengthen your body tall. So you're getting a nice stretch to the front of your body. And then from here, you can stretch the arm all the way up. Feel that stretch all the way up, or you can touch the side of your head, or you can bring your hand onto your waist, or just let your arm drop down. Take some nice breaths there. See if you can really connect with that feeling of stretching through the front of your thigh. And then from there, the arm is either up or touching your head. You can let your head then go back towards the back of your chair. And either your arm's going up and over your head, or your elbow is lifting, or your arm is just relaxed next to your side. And then you can stay there for a couple of more breaths if you want to. And when you're finished, then you can come all the way back around to sit. Lovely. Fantastic. Great. How's everyone doing? Yeah? Still with me? Great. Well done. Happy Monday. We made it. We're doing okay. We're here. It's really nice to be with you all. Let's just do a couple more things and then we'll bring our session to a close, and then I'll unmute you and we'll have a little check-in. So for this next exercise, you have a few different options. The first one is kind of the most difficult, and that's to bring your hand all the way, your leg all the way up, so you're holding on to your knee. So some days I'm good for that and some days I'm not. And the days that I'm not good for that, I just lift my heel. So my toes are on the ground, I'm just lifting my heel. And then I'm either holding underneath my thigh, or some days I can reach a little bit for my knee. So depending on how you're feeling. And there might be other days where your foot is just flat. Sorry, the music was a little too loud. There might be other days where your foot's flat and you're just reaching for the thigh, and that might be enough. Yep. So you can see, I'm gonna go between the lifting my heel and lifting my leg. So wherever you're at, sit up nice and tall, take a nice big breath in, and then as you exhale, bring your head towards your knee. And if you're lifting your knee, then you can also bring your knee towards your head. And then sit up nice and tall. And do that a few more times. So you're either bringing your head towards your knee, or bringing both your head towards your knee and your knee towards your head. Nice and slowly. Keep going. Let's maybe just do 2 or 3 more. Take a break if you need to. You can take a break in between. You don't have to keep going continuously. You can keep it as small as you need to. And maybe just one more in your own time. And when you're finished, just come back to sit. Maybe close your eyes for a moment and let your body rest. And let's try it on the other one and respect both sides. Maybe one side could do something that the other side doesn't want to today. So you can either lift or keep the toes down and come behind the leg. And the first thing you're doing is bringing the head towards the knee. And if you can bring your knee towards your head, you can do that too. And slowly coming out of it, taking a break if you need to before you go back into it. Noticing your body and everything it needs to do to make these curls happen. Maybe just one more in your own time. And then bring both feet down, take a moment, and just see how you're feeling now. Let your arms drop down and open. And we're just going to take a big breath and bring your arms up as much as you can. Inhale. And exhale, like big wings. Let's do that a couple more times. Maybe you do it in the same time as I do. Maybe your breathing rhythm is different. Just one more. And then open your arms out to the sides when you're done. And again, stretch wide. And then give yourself a hug. And with that hug then, twist your body a little bit right and a little bit left. And see now if you can bring your elbows one way and your head the other. Elbows one way, head the other. Go slow and take your time to figure it out. It's a bit weird. Elbows one way and head the other. And then notice which arm you have on the top. Oh, and we're going to switch arms. So open your arms out to the sides. And then bring the other arm on the top. And we're just going to start by twisting one way and the other. And then slowly change. So you go elbows one way and head the opposite. Elbows one way and head the opposite. Take your time to figure it out. Sometimes I really have to go slowly and think about what I'm doing to get it right, especially when I'm doing anything with opposites. Elbows one way and head the other. Very good. Come back into the center. Drop your arms down. Just shake out your hands. Let's just do a bit of a shake. Shake with your hands. And see if you can bring it into your elbows like chicken wings. Shaking out the wings. And then shoulders, maybe we can shake our shoulders a little bit forward, a little bit back. And see if you can find a noodly arms, noodly shoulders. Let your hands drop. Close your eyes or let your eyes drop on the floor. And if you feel comfortable, take some big breaths. And then let that go and just let your natural breath come into your body. If your eyes are closed, you can keep your eyes closed. If you can keep your body still, keep your body still. And just have a sense of your body. See what you feel in your body. And while staying in this quiet place, we're going to count in your own time, count 5 breaths. In your own time, in your own rhythm, 5 inhales and exhales. And see if you can keep some connection to your body, your hands on your legs, you're feeling your feet on the floor. Whatever that connection is, maybe having a sense of your breath. As you slowly lower your head and let your eyes open and feel the light come in. And still see if you can have this sense of your body. How is your body feeling now? And let your head come back up. And maybe start to take in your surroundings a bit more. Taking in more of the screen and the people around you. As we start to come back into the group together. And let's see. Great. I'm going to stop recording.